Yeah, so first off, you requested that I give you a proposal to reduce the water bill, and you said you would bring it to your board and meet and make a decision on that. Have you done that?
No. Well, Barry, I did get the proposal.
I have it recorded that you said, get a proposal to me, we'll have an emergency meeting, and we'll decide on it. Now you're saying no. If
No.
it is
No, we
no.
haven't acted on it. What I did tell you is that if the proposal warranted a special select board
Okay, I
meeting-
got you. That's a no. I don't want to go any further with that, okay?
Whatever.
You're not gonna be able to get around what I'm about to do right now. Now, I've given this considerable thought. And so far, all those I've got from the select board is confusion and chaos on the explanation of why this problem still exists after 18 years, why we're trucking water at, quote, exact figure of 95,000 a year, every year. So, I don't know, I could get the accurate figures. I think it's probably between 350,000 and 500,000 of trucking water in the last, since 2011, for instance. I got all document proof on these numbers exactly. Now, my question is, I want to get this cleared up, and like I said, I gave it great thought. So I decided I'm going to borrow a procedure from legal law in trial, and what they have in every trial there's a discovery, and that's when everyone trades all the information back and forth, and it's mandatory. Everyone has to be transparent of what's going on. They study it up, and then they go into their trial. One part of the procedure of the discovery is called a statement of facts. Now, here's what a statement of facts is. I have this here. It's complicit facts, which means it's rock-solid fact, and it's backed up with proof that it's a fact. And so you have the fact, then you have the conclusion, which is an opinion, okay? So I did this on a lot of the most important aspects of what's going on with this damn water problem here, why we're paying $240 a quarter. I know a lot of people here are most concerned with that, and I've made it my mission. Yeah, I built a website and a Facebook. I know you probably know it, my own cost, and it's losing work because of it. But my wife says, "What are you doing this for? You're not getting paid, and where's it going? You're making enemies." But I can't stop. I gotta solve this. So now what I have a couple of different ways I can go on this. I could read it, but I think that might turn into a bloodbath if I read it, screaming match. Or I could just give you the facts, and not the conclusions, and pass out this one to everybody here, and maybe you take it home and hash it over, and you can go to the website for backup facts, documents, everything you need to validate this, because no more hocus pocus. It's going to be all facts. This happened because of this, and this opinion. Well, if that had happened because of that, and I think, I don't know, the select board. It's to me, it's unconscionable that they could go this long without a solution. Now, how many people work here, right? You go to work, you don't get a solution in a week from your boss, you're fired. How many years? 18 years. We got no problem here. So I'm saying, if they were in the private sector, all three of them would have been fired 12 years ago. You didn't solve it. Get lost. But now we're here, so we have to deal with it because it's a select board, runs a little different, and so here's what I got here. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read. I got 10 facts here. I'm going to read every fact. I ask that I'm not interrupted until I get to the end, okay? 10 facts. I'm not going to give the conclusions out because the conclusions would lead to argument. So here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to give one of these to everybody, right? You're going to look at the facts and you're going to draw your own conclusion, and you can do one or two things. You can come back next select board meeting and bring it up and argue with these guys about it. Or you can come to my website. I'm going to make it's gonna be a blog. Each fact will be an entry, and underneath it, you'll be able to comment, your comment, what you think about this fact. And, you know, and everyone else can read it, it's public, it'll just all happen, it'll get the facts out in the open. Okay, now, one of the most disturbing things to me is the water delivery and hauling. That's some big money. It's some big money that could have gone to the solutions. So, one of the primary things in this is the water delivery necessary? I say absolutely not. And I can prove this. I can prove it. It's not necessary. Okay, here's the facts. And I'd like to get, you know, like take a moment after I finish this to try to prove to you that this water delivery at $100,000 a year is not necessary. Why it happens? Well, I'm not going to comment on that. But anyway, so first of all, according to the general ledger, water expenses for 2015, I got from Denise, totaled $94,486.36, of which $58,000 went to Cody Trucking to haul water. $22,000 was paid to North Troy and Newport City for water purchase. This is a fact. I have the documents there. That's a fact. And I have a conclusion here. I'm not going to tell you. We'll start a war. Maybe you'll start your own war. You can go in there and put your conclusion in and bring it back next month, and we can talk about this further. If you know, everyone go on an agenda, because this is not done. I'm not going to be happy until that water bill is down. Down. I suggested on my proposal, bring it down to $200. It's still an increase for these people, and it's more than they need to cover the expenses. Because coming here every week, all these times, and just, you know, like last time it was all about, whoa, we could fix it like this, and we could fix it like that, and we could fix it like this. But no one ever decides to, on one thing, how to proceed. That's another problem. I'll tell you what, before I go into that, there's one thing, you know, I got this here. I saw Steve hold it up, and I goes, wow, that's it. All the answers, right here. You know what this is? This is Town of Newport, new water source, preliminary assessment done by Aldridge and, what the hell's the other guy? Aldridge and Elliott. They paid them, I don't know how much, good chunk of money for this report. This has every detail of the water system. It has at least a dozen solutions. All would work. They've never employed any of them. You know, they paid it, and these things with far less money, small money in terms of, in relation to what they're paying for the water delivery. Small money, 100,000, 50,000, 70,000. But now, you know, we're up to almost $500,000. If some of that money was used to fix the problem, we'd be in good shape. And I am referencing a lot of stuff that they had in here that I thought was very important. You know, one in particular is, you know, one of the residents last time asked, well, how much does this water well produce? And the answer was, and I have this on tape, I don't want any arguments, we're not arguing now. But Steve Barrett said, don't have that data. So I said, let me see, wait a minute, you don't know how much the water's produced, half of the wells is shut off, and this one doesn't work, or we can't use that one for this reason, no, can't use that one, or that one, or that one. So, you know, so he doesn't have, they don't have, you know, according to him. And then, well, quickly after he said he doesn't have the data on it, he said, oh no, it's 19,000 gallons. And Fred at the same time said, no, it's 23 or 24,000. This is proof to me. We don't know how much water they can produce. But the civil engineers, scientists, say these wells can produce enough water for the whole town, period. There's a few maintenance things, and they have all these plans in here. Well, you fix this, and you fix that, and you do that, you know. And another thing, you know, like on that same one last week, there was an issue about we could get this well to pump a whole bunch of stuff if we employed, you know, paid out $47,000. He says, well, I can fix it, but it'll cost you $47,000. Okay, we don't want to spend $47,000. We'd rather spend $100,000 all water every year. Whoops! You know. Okay, let me get these facts because I'm getting crazy. And all right, let's pass these out. Like I said, 10 facts. The conclusion is my opinion. You're free to leave your own opinion on this. Come back next time, and we can talk about each of these facts. And you know, please note that these facts are all backed up So no one can say it isn't true. These are all absolutely true, backed up with either videotapes, clips, or in some instances, they're the proposals put in this by Aldrich, which was 2011. They had all this information, but nothing happened. Oh, why weren't some of these great ideas for reasonable money employed? Well, say give it 6 months in early 2012. It sat in the drawer or wherever. Anyway, here we go. Let's go. We'll give some to the select board. All right. Portable water well monitoring device. What's that do?
You don't
You
have
guys got one of those?
No.
Portable water well monitoring device. We got one of those, right? You do have one of those.
Don't work.
Okay, then explain to me why you don't know the data of the well information. Anyway, it says here, let me go through these one by one. Okay, we got a general one of these things. This is nickel dime, but it kind of I don't like it. One of the general ledger water expenses in 2015 was $100 disbursement was paid to Massey Poultry in November. Coincidentally, you can ponder that one. Okay, number 4. During the select board meeting on December 3rd, the residents spoke out, discussion, what do the wells produce? I think I covered that. Maybe you should tell them what they are producing now. Steve Barrett responded by saying, don't have that data. So, what irritates me about that, if you don't have that data, how are you determining how much water should be delivered that we paid for? But I'm not asking that question. That was just, this is a statement. I want to move through this stuff and get out of here, and you can proceed to the next jump. In 2011, Water Source Preliminary Assessment Report, that was that Elliott and Aldrich report, scientific, all the answers to our problems that have never been implemented. Okay, so it says the current system does not have a reliable, up-to-date. Okay, I already did that. You can't monitor it. Needs monitoring equipment. They say have monitoring equipment, but it's contradicted by the fact that Steve says they don't know the data and how much is being pumped. So we don't know about that. Okay, in that same Aldridge Elliott report, number 6, is a very detailed plan of 30 pages offering dozens of solutions and alternatives to fix the water problems at a fraction of the cost spent on purchasing trucking water. These are experts and guaranteed their solutions would work, never implemented. And I've heard every excuse under the sun why this won't work, that won't work, this won't work, that won't work. So we just continue to truck water. Okay, so let's see, number 7. Okay, we got a brand new well. It was just drilled, okay, let me read it verbatim. In November 2015, under the direction of Aldridge Elliott and the construction by Minoche, a new well was constructed. The cost was about $25,000, give or take. After the well was completed, the select board voted to use the well only in a case of an emergency. Okay, don't we have an emergency now? So I say, let the well work and use the water trucking as the emergency. The well gives us water for free, and then you don't have to pay for it. If there's an emergency, pay for it. So I don't understand how that works. Anyway, number 8. There were 4 wells capable of producing water marginally enough to supply the town, according to Aldrich and Elliott. And they're experts. They don't, they're scientists. That's what they're telling us. So, and I said about there was a $47,000 fix to boil the water, get one of them running at full speed, but no, it's too much money to spend. So that was discouraged by Steve Barrett at the last meeting. Okay, okay, and I said this is, Steve did say this, and he said, the pressure got, he said he'd love to take this whole thing and just give it to somebody else. Step down. That kind of attitude is never going to get the job done. So I'm just formally, I can't fire you, I can tell you, and, step down, I'll never vote for you again. Just that alone, because, you're saying, I don't want to do the job. Leave it. Get someone in here that will do the job. 10. this is disturbing too. The select board is predicting it will take 3 more years, in which time they will borrow more money and drill more wells, and I have a plan that they have a plan in the spring to drill a new well and get a bond to borrow more money, and they say it's gonna take about 3 years, and lowering, and making efforts to fix things is not gonna come anytime soon, and they're not guaranteeing, I asked this, they're not guaranteeing it's not gonna go up again. It's a mess.